Alexander himself, for he was easily recognizable by his shield and by the tall white plume which was fixed upon either side of his helmet. The joint of his breastplate was pierced by a javelin, but the blade did not penetrate the flesh. Rosicles and Spithridates, two of the Persian commanders, then rode at him. He evaded the charge of one and struck Rosicles, who wore a breastplate, with his spear, but the shaft of the weapon snapped, whereupon he fought with his sword. While he was engaged with Rosicles and Spithridates, rode up on the other side, and rising in his stirrups, brought down a barbarian battle-axe with all his strength upon Alexander's head. The stroke split the crest of his helmet, sheared away one of his plumes, and all but cleft the headpiece. In fact, the edge of the axe penetrated it, and grazed his hair on top of Alexander's head. But just as Spithridates raised his arm for another blow, Black Clytus, as he was called, struck first, and ran him through with a spear, and at the same moment Rosicles was cut down by Alexander's sword. While Alexander's cavalry was engaged in this furious and dangerous action, the Macedonian phalanx crossed the river, and the infantry of both sides joined the battle. The Persians offered little resistance, but quickly broke and fled, and it was only the Greek mercenaries who held their ground. They rallied together, made a stand on the crest of a hill, and sent a message to Alexander asking for quarter. In this instance, he allowed himself to be guided by passion rather than by reason, led by a charge against them, and lost his horse, not Bucephalus on this occasion, which was pierced through the ribs by a sword thrust. It was in this part of the field that the Macedonians suffered greater losses in killed and wounded than in all the rest of the battle, since they were fighting at close quarters with men who were expert soldiers and had been rendered desperate.